Hello everybody, I'm the Hammer Game channel. Welcome back to the New Order Last Days Europe and what could be the final episode of my Siberian Revolutionary Command playthrough. We do just have the final unification war. Right, we're going to lose all these modifiers in a second anyways. We've got land to obviously core, we've got focuses to do. I'm going to exert my influence in Kazakhstan, but for once, let's go ahead. And I thought we could befriend them peacefully. Military intervention. No, I don't really want to do military. I always do the military intervention. I feel like doing a different, like getting them peacefully this time. Now we have united Siberia and control the Far East. We must begin preparations for the next step up, the unification of Russia. We have come far, but our greatest challenge yet lies ahead. Our industry must be expanded, our army size increased, and our military fully modernized and reformed. It must be superior to our contender in every way, as we have no option to fail now. That is very true, and the West Russians, yeah, the end of the wonders, there they go. The West Russians are actually, not gonna lie, they are pretty bloody stacked in terms of divisions. And obviously they have a better industry as well. Yeah, they have like double our army size. But we do have good relations with one another, which is a good start, a very good start. Yeah, I'm not going to do that. We don't have any influence over them though. Do I have to wait? Or is military intervention the only thing I can do? Right, united Siberia. Let's do securing the Far East, because it decreases our coring time. Slightly decreases anyways. The Far East is incredibly diverse, culturally and ideologically. To be united, our new lands must be integrated into our administration, using local governors and leftover communist officials. Locals will be accustomed to our new rule and to the Red Army. All resistance will be met with the utmost force. Indeed it shall. And so, there goes Omsk. Although they had basically rendered themselves useless anyways with the collapse of themselves. Which I still don't know how that really went down, but oh well, it happened. I think we'll have to wait until West Russia starts this up before we can start trying to gain influence over them. And we'll move all of our divisions to cover the West Russian front. We should be able to do this peacefully. We're exactly the same ideologies, so exactly the same. We're good friends. I think everything's going in our way. Rebuild the cities. Much of the Far East was left devastated by the wars that occurred throughout the region, such as the Siberian War or the petty conflicts between warlords shortly after, leaving the cities damaged and to a certain extent depopulated. This, in turn, critically weakened the economy of the region and left far too many in poverty, which is now our problem to solve. To undo some of the damage, we will repair the cities and encourage people to move back into them, while also investing into the region to create, if not prosperity, then at least the normality there once was before all the fighting. So our GDP gets a boost, our poverty rate begins to improve, and we gain 8 military factories. It looks like Omsk is about to fall. Oh, they're getting close to falling. How many divisions they got? They've still got 100k there. But they're light infantry. They do have... Well, they have a decent bit of fortification to defend themselves with, but... Still don't think that's going to help. Oh, and the Oman Civil War, of course, is ongoing. Civil Wars in general. Oh, yep, the Siberian Black League is gone. It is gone. And then there was 2. Just split you off into your own little group. Let's get you into the front. Rebuild the cities is done. Invite their scientists. Yeah, let's do that. Despite the relatively low population and high poverty of the region, there were a number of talented young scientists working for the Far Eastern states. Now that we have taken control of the region, their future careers are in limbo, having no ties to our state. This is a mistake that we must immediately correct, for we are not in the sort of position where we can afford to let skilled researchers slip out of our hands. As such, we will invite them to come work for our government and innovate on our behalf, closing the technological gap with the rest of the world, improving our reputation in one action. So our research facilities will rapidly improve, and the age of science, which we gain 15% research speed for 720 days. Not too shabby at all. Jeez, imagine if I actually had to go to war with them. Their capital's away over in Arkhangelsk, if I'm saying that right. We'd have to travel all the way up there. That's the whole way. I thought they maybe would have moved their capital to even like Perm. Perm, I think, would have been a good choice for the time being for them. North Moscow and Moscow. I hate when they're split up like the two that they are. Like, really, what's the need? You look so ugly. I say, what's Borman actually getting up to? But it looks like the Irish have rejoined them. Why would you do that, Ireland? It's a terrible idea. Oh yes, they're up to that point. They're almost finished their stuff. Looking to the west, into the west. Sorry, increases our opinion of one another again. That's the Soviet Navy, because we get the event rebuild the Pacific Fleet. We now have sea access, giving us necessary advantage. We'll start developing a navy worthy of Russia, a new Pacific Fleet that will rule the waves. New ship designs will need to be adopted, and dockyards constructed to create a fully functioning Red Army, just as the Union had decades before. Wait, did Finland join? Oh no, they've got the Germans have military access. I was going to say. You haven't started it yet. A global union. Their stability is much better than ours. Let's go ahead and actually start coring some land though. And when I say coring some land, I mean let's just go ahead and core it all. It's going to kill our stability, but yay, more manpower. That's what we want. I don't really have one field marshal. It's fine. I can pop them back on now. Right, Soviet Navy's done. It has been many, many years since members of our government have given anything but a passing thought to the matter of naval operations. However, with the increasing consolidation and control of the Far East's Pacific ports, this must change. The oceans offer far too much promise, far too many opportunities for trade, and far too many potential avenues for attack upon our lands to ignore any longer. As such, it has been declared that the command structure for the Soviet Pacific Fleet be reactivated in order to control all operations within Pacific littoral and in time, hopefully far beyond. While this does establish the necessary naval command infrastructure, a fleet of course needs ships, and so in addition to this proclamation, a program of focus and rapid ship design has additionally been announced. Though it will take some time for the designs to be finalised, when they are, we will be able to quickly construct ships optimised for specific needs. It may take years to reach anything approaching operational consideration by the powers of the world, but we will remain committed, and in time those same powers will learn to fear Soviet naval might. Let's go ahead and move our troops. We've now secured the Far East, and with this in mind, we have forces to spare and must focus upon our greatest threat. The threat is not the fascist empire of the sphere, nor the partisans that still occasionally attack from the vast tundra of Siberia. Those enemies of the true success of the Soviet Union would be dealt with in due time, but currently we must look west. Western Russia has likewise been united under a Russian warlord, and while they have lots of manpower, they have been scared by the terror bombings of the Huns. We cannot let down our guard, regardless of how much damage those bombers did. We must move the vast majority of our forces to our western border and prepare for a bloody unification. Even if our western counterparts intend for a peaceful resolution to this dark age, we must not show weakness, not when peace is so close at hand. So get some event along the frontier, 30 army experience, army professionalism grows, and prepare for unification, which grants division attack on core territory plus 10, division defense on core territory plus 10 for 720 days. Good stuff. And military intervention looks like it's still the only option. Right, do you know what, let's just get them divisions out. I'll just stick them on there, get them exercising. And you. Right. Into the atomic age, I'll do that last. This seems like the most interesting stuff for now. to that in a minute. Relocate our forts. Our nation is covered in defensive lines, fortifications and bunkers. These fortifications were meant to be used against foes that no longer exist. It's a complete waste, and these resources would be far more effective elsewhere. The only border that needs defending is our western border. The fate of Russia rests upon what happens at that border. We cannot afford to leave that border undefended in such a crucial time. As such, we're ordering the immediate dismantlement of these archaic, useless fortifications. Following this dismantlement, we are also ordering the immediate construction of fortifications along the West Russian border. If the unifier of Western Russia attempts to strike us, they shall find their offensive shattered by impenetrable defences. Dismantle the bunkers in our lands and prepare new fortifications on the border of West Russia. So, wow, a lot of states are going to get one land for it. Nice. Right, along the frontier. As the borders of the state continued to expand from that of the Mongolian hinterlands to now, those far more westerly, it was inevitable that such encounters would occur. Members of the military patrol were cosmopolitan. Their sergeant had followed the military campaigns all the way from Siberia, while many of the men from towns and villages and more recent territorial integrations. The sergeant gave thanks for this, as it allowed him both to expose in his own experiences while also benefit from the local knowledge that recruits possessed. Knowledge has served well when one of those recruits noticed in our patrol, in the distance, observing them from a small hillock just across the frontier. The sergeant at first tightened his grip on his weapon he carried and brought the binoculars to his face. He relaxed when he realised they were likely on the same mission as he. Their states had met some time previously, and it was not yet certain what their subsequent interactions would be. Conflict or diplomacy. Nobody knew except those at the very top, and they were not telling anyone their thoughts. To the men on the front lines, however, considerations were very different. They were just soldiers walking many miles in desolate terrain, all in the name of security. Slowly, one of the men on the other patrol raised his arm and waved. The sergeant, after a long moment, waved back. He might in the future be shooting at that man, but at least for today, they were just two common soldiers doing their mundane, if necessary, job. I really do hope we can get peace. I really do. Of course, we do have to wait anyways we can begin unification talks. We do have to wait to 1971. So if we do end up finishing this tree, which we probably will, yeah, we're going to finish it well before we get to 71. I'll just skip to when it is 71, and we can just progress with the unification talks rather than just sitting with me going through this, because this won't take long to do either. And we've seen it done multiple times now. So we'll go ahead and do looking into the west. Unification is close at hand. Only 2 contenders remain. The next few months will decide the fate of all of Russia. That's a lie. Next few years, you mean? Our men have fought for a long time, and they may be tired, but we must prepare for one more battle. Nobody wants us to end in bloodshed, and our diplomats are trying their hardest to achieve a peaceful resolution. However, we can't guarantee our western neighbours' intentions, and both of our militaries have mobilised against each other. If either of our 2 nations attempts a surprise offensive, the others will be prepared. Let's just hope that Russia will be united by pen and paper rather than blood and steel. Well, we're going to improve relations, so that's a good start. Now that we have acquired access to the Pacific Ocean, we have acquired a number of new opportunities both for trade and for diplomacy. To the east lies the shining cities of the United States. Oh, Egypt's into a civil war. Full of both riches and hatred for the Reich and Sphere both. To the south lies the industrious states of Asia, many of which are still staunchly opposed to the Sphere and are desperate for allies to protect them from the schemes of the great powers. Both of these serve as great chance for us to secure our position through ties to the rest of the world and defend against the predations of the Sphere and the Reich. A new source of income will be available. Nice. The port modernization program. Although impressive ports, once travelled to by ships from around the world, lying the coast of Amur and Magadan, they have lost most of their past glory. This is largely due to their outdated technology and equipment in dire need of repair, which has discouraged overseas trade. By modernising the ports to have the latest and finest equipment and technology we can afford, as well as improving upon the original design, we can once again encourage trade to come in from Shanghai to San Francisco and bring prosperity to the people of Far Eastern ports. I'm not going to be able to... Tuguru Chumikansky had 1 naval base in the province in the state. Magadan gets 1 naval base in the province in that state, and 70 units of convoys added to the national stockpile. Nice. Infrastructure from doing that. The Trans-Siberian Railway. Our debt will rise when we get 100% research bonuses for industry. We arrange new trade deals in Asia and the Americas. Get some improved trade. And trinket minimum wage change to the low minimum wage, and the poverty rate improves. And then we get some stability and prepare for the final unification. Nice. We only have 4 stability left, which is just absolutely smashing. Have we finished with the regional integration though? We have. And we only have 282k left. Manpower available. That's fine, we shouldn't be needing this anyways. We should not be fighting a war, so you don't have to worry. Right, let's do the port modernization program. And we'll just have a wee lead of these other ones. The forest is a very disconnected place, difficult for central government to properly manage, with the roads ruined by disrepair and the infrastructure destroyed by conflict. Now that we control the region, it is our responsibility to repair the damage and restore everything to working order. In addition to that, we will build new highways to connect the major cities and encourage internal trade, thereby enriching the people and securing our control of the land. With these aims accomplished, we might create a Siberia that thrives even more than before the war. Okay. The Pacific route. The time has come to finally put the newly acquired Pacific ports to good use. Through trade, no trade has long existed with Asia and the Americas through the Pacific coast. It was severely impacted by the war and the resulting collapse of the Union. Restoring these past trade links could only be to our benefit and could help us to achieve closer relations with the United States and allied Asian countries. Should therefore immediately dispatch diplomats to meet with these governments and reach agreements with them to encourage Pacific trade to reach our ports. Yeah, we'll do that, then we'll do the railway stuff. The Trans-Siberian Railway is a vital artery of our state, yet over the past 2 decades it has fallen into a state of dangerous disrepair which threatens our very ability to manage the territory we control. We set about repairing it without delay to prevent this threat and keep... Oh yeah, I need to have a wee look at Egypt actually. Oh, that's progressing. We must set about repairing it without delay to prevent this threat and keep the flow of trade going within our state. It would also be wise to, as we repair the railway, modernize it. Okay, Germany. As it has become relatively limited in its capabilities when compared to other large railways due to the outdated technology it uses, and make it even more efficient than it was before the Union collapsed. Oh, excuse me. Right, we'll continue to... No, wait, I don't want to do that. I don't think it really matters what we research, to be fair. I think we can afford a couple more of them. Right, roads through wastes. Terrorist attack in Italy. Fafani's here now. Okay. Hot omens. Are they going to do any reclamation? The American model, the Italian, wait, the American model. I don't know what they're going to get up to, but we'll find out. Anyways, you have some free dockyards that we can literally just only build convoys in, but we're building convoys. And we have a lot of spare factories, actually. More into tanks. Can't have too many tanks now. Right, the Siberian Trains. Let's go ahead and do it. So we'll read the workers' example. The driving force of our cause, the foundation of all communist ideals, is the example set by the common worker in the strong belief in the righteousness of it. All people must work according to their ability, to provide for each according to their needs. This ideal is what motivates us to labour, to fight, to survive, in hopes of one day reaching a better, more equal world than the one we currently live in. Our state will continue to be a champion of this ideal on behalf of workers around the world and those at home. And then we've got a renewed union. At long last we are ready. The roads and cities have been thoroughly repaired and employment found for the impoverished. Diplomatic relations have been opened up around the world with a wide variety of governments. Our ports, railways, highways have been rebuilt and greatly modernised to better connect even the remotest areas of our territory. And innovation in scientific fields is proceeding even more quickly than before. Not only that, we have moved our soldiers and fortresses to our western border to protect ourselves against any incursions. We're ready to unite Russia, regain what has been lost, and return home. Right, the Trans-Siberian Railway. Efforts to improve the Trans-Siberian Railway are underway, and so far they are proving fruitful. Sections are being secured and modernised, and we have ensured the railway is a safe line for transport and travel once more. No longer will those bandits be able to wreak havoc on our supply lines, and decades-old parts of rail are being replaced and repaired. So even more trains will be able to travel the tracks, improving our supply and industrial capabilities. People are happy the country's infrastructure is finally being improved upon, and maybe the regular Russian proletariat will soon see new ways of travel. Siberian industry will flourish. Now we're doing good. Are we going to potentially get for the old Union gone? We do have one final event, and then I'll just skip the last year so we can get to the unification talks. And you're not actually with the Italians, but you're backed by them. And you've got nothing to do you? So obviously you split apart. I don't think you really have... Oh, you do. You still have a lot of stuff to do. The one who got away. Yeah, they've actually still got a lot of stuff to do. It's because they're messing around and doing all this unnecessary junk over here. Well, it's not unnecessary, but I would prioritise the others. The main tree. That's all like researchy stuff. Which, let's be honest, you're not really doing much fighting as Britain. Right, actually, what's your army strength up to? Holy moly. And again, we were actually doing pretty good ourselves. We could probably get some more tank divisions out, to be fair. No, we can't. No, we can't. Not a chance. Right, a renewed union is done, so I'll just start work on the Into the Atomic Age. We've got this last little event. Preparing for the final unification. The Far East now under our control. We have now unified almost all of Siberia. We grow more prepared for the final unification by the day, and if it comes down to pen or the sword, we'll be ready. The proletariat will be defended no matter the cost, and the Red Army will return home. We once were a small statelet in Mongolia, wrecked by defeat and depression. We now have achieved our true destiny. Integration of the Far East is still being handled, of course, but a rule seems to be secure with the populace. We must now be sure to expand our industrial capabilities and ensure our entire military is well armed. We cannot go without equipment, no matter what happens. Okay, so what I'll do, guys, is I'll just jump on ahead to when we're actually able to begin the unification talks. Oh, actually, we've got another event. Naval designs completed. The first designs of ships, as ordered, produced by the High Command upon the institution of the Soviet Pacific Fleet have been received in record time. Incorporating both modernized elements as well as customization for the particular operating environments of the Far East littoral and regional waters, the designs promise to provide the Pacific Fleet with the ability to effectively, at the very least, act to secure its waters. Furthermore, using these initial designs as inspiration and experience, those so assigned pledge to continue the program to deliver plans for even more capable ships. With the command structure established and the design plans drafted and finalised, the only thing that remains is to finally put the plan into action and commence construction of the physical ships for later commissioning. Dockyard facilities in the east have been contacted and informed of the state's plans, and they have reported that they are ready and waiting to begin the process. We need only give the word when we believe the time to be right and the resources be available. We can begin shipbuilding at any moment desired. Wait, so do I get a decision to start the old shipbuilding? I don't think so, but anyways, let's get to the unification talks. It's 1971, and so with it, we can extend the olive branch. And Siberian Revolution Command has overcome its obstacles and conquered all other nations in its way, either through peaceful unification or forceful war. The situation it now faces, however, is a unique one. The Russian Soviet Federative Socialist Republic does not wish to spill blood, as they have a government that is sympathetic to ours, because we're the exact same ideology. We must undergo the long and arduous process of binding our two nations together, so we shall stand strong when the rest of Russia is within our sight. This will tighten the leash on our administration, but will be worth it in the end. So we are, you know, I'm building nukes. Well, I'm attempting to build nukes anyways. But let's go ahead and decrease his diplomatic weight. They actually have more weight than us right now. Tension is a 15. Receptiveness is a 15. Let's offer access to foreign goods. Let's do that first. And we'll see how they respond to that. Go ahead and propose a border access treaty. Let's try that next. Public support for unification increases. Nice. That goes up by 5. Perfect. And our partners agreed. The Russian Soviet Federative Socialist Republic has agreed the goods from their country will flow into ours and so shall ours into theirs. Perfect, we're up to 25%. The final talks, we need to be at 75% or greater, and we have to hold successful primarily. Preliminary conference, we need to propose a declaration of friendship. That is fine. Let's enhance our diplomatic standing. We are now the bigger of the two. Good, good. Ah, the NAP proposed. After having agreed to mutual declaration of friendship, the Russian Soviet Federative Socialist Republic has approached us with yet another offer. To cement our status as allies, I recommend that the border between our nations is only reduced to a skeleton crew of soldiers. This will show a sign that we do not need to fear each other and that our population can rest at ease, knowing that one frontier is safe. Do we accept? Yes, we will sign the treaty. And we've just offered our own little thing to them. And the border treaty has been signed as well. Perfect. Perfect. So now we can do the declaration of friendship. So let's go ahead and do that. This is going well so far. The Russian Soviet Federative Socialist Republic offers resource surplus. Another day passes with the Russian Soviet Federative Socialist Republic entices us into surrendering our sovereignty with honeyed words. This time, however, their offer seems to almost gracious. A glut of steel, chromium, and tungsten. More ores enough to feed our hungry factories until they themselves give. Though the diplomats' platitudes of our unconditional generosity are as plain as ever, perhaps there's a merit in heeding the words just this once. I guess we'll accept that. I feel like it's a diplomatic concession. We can now hold the preliminary conference. Let's go ahead and do that. The declaration of friendship has been accepted. Perfect. That is put. Tension between our two states is -10. I take it that's good. -10. They definitely use some of their diplomatic weight to give us that those resources there. I might do this so we get a choice of carrots. Just because it only reduces it by 3 and we're bloody 16 ahead, so might do that, but we'll see what happens with the preliminary conference. And yeah, we're getting close to finishing the material procurement. Might actually finish this off for once, but I'll do most of it off cam. Iran's about to go into a civil war now, and of course the oil crisis is well and truly underway as well. We have the United Arab States as well. That is a faction that is well and truly with us. The Heinz Pact is here as well, not the Unity Pact. Yeah, nothing else really out of the ordinary really in terms of factions. It's just the 3 big boys and then the United Arab States, which I have a funny feeling the Italian Empire may strike down. Maybe? If they were fascist, they definitely would. I forgot how like fragmented Iran gets. And then again, we have a united front against the Imperial State. Russian Soviet Federative Socialist Republic proposes joint exercises. Yes, we will join the joint exercises. Foundations of conference, right? With the rightful invitation to our halls for a conference regarding the beginnings of governmental unification, the government of the Russian Soviet Federative Socialist Republic must be swayed enough to work in our favour to accept us. Thus, it is our top priority to prepare every speech, every legal parchment, every political discussion topic. The unification of Russia and the Russian nation may rely on the success of this conference. Prepare, prepare, prepare. Let's go. Oh yes, we welcome applause. That's what I like to see. With recent incoming transmissions from the state of the Russian Soviet Federative Socialist Republic, it appears as though the government is more than willing to enter into the preliminary conference we have organised. For their sake, our sake, and the sake of all Russians, may we hope that we can find a way towards unification and greatness for all Russia. The thing is, we should be able to find it easily because we're the same ideology. Today it has been announced that the state of the Russian Soviet Federative Socialist Republic has wholeheartedly signed into the concordance of a state of unity with the government of Siberian Revolutionary Command, promising a peaceful and unified future for the Russian nation. Victory shall be ours in our great work towards promising a better and brighter future for the people of Russia. Good. That is music to my ears. And of course, we can now begin the final unification talks. And by the looks of things, if successful, the nation with a higher diplomatic Oh, we can go ahead and enhance it. Diplomatic weight shall annex the other. So we are going to be the one annexing. We've managed to take the priority on that. The second night of the long knives. After so long, our diplomats leave the conference with their new compatriots in tow and a treaty declaring the Russian Soviet Federative Social Republic's integration in the Siberian Revolutionary Command. These two nations, already so intertwined in each other's economy, military and politics, formalize their unity by sharing a banner and name. They'll work and adapt in the Russian Soviet Federative Social Republic. That is such a tongue twister. Laws and administration remains. Our union can no longer be interfered with or interrupted by other ill-intentioned nations. So ends in peace Russia's half-century of national humiliation. Boom! And we have another 90 bloody divisions. And, well, we have so much more land to integrate. Now, the thing is, we still have the race for Kazakhstan, which we're going to destroy them with all these boys. But, damn, son. We've done it peacefully. That is what I like. I do like a peaceful unification. Now, of course, it did actually make sense this time because of the whole, we are the exact same ideology. Why would we fight each other? It would just be completely stupid and pointless. But we should have their field marshals. Yep, there's Mikhail. Welcome. Oh, look at all the generals we've got. All these good boys. Yeah, what we'll do is we'll just take you, stack you there, and then we'll take you and stack you there as well. Not gonna be awkward at all for them. I think what we need is more priority onto you guys now. So we just need to go ahead and core all the land. Yeah, say goodbye to the stability. That's one issue we're going to have. Let's just wait until we kill Kazakhstan, then I'll go ahead and reunify the motherland. Or do I do that now? Let's just do it. The Union of Soviet Socialist Republics. The Revolutionary Council has united Russia. As of today, the state once known as the People's Revolutionary Council has reunified the lands of Russia under control, assuming the identity of the Union of Soviet Socialist Republics. Originally coming from Red Army units under the command of Alexander Vasilevsky that were forced into exile in the steppe of Tuva, Mongolia, they have successfully returned to Russia, much fighting, emerging victorious over all who opposed them. Though they have undeniably socialist, having maintained the ideology despite the hardships they went through, some socialist leaders from around the world are hesitant to embrace them. Given pause by their strange military government and unusually democratic officer elections, even so, few can deny that Russia is securely in their grip, and they now stands at the gates of the Reich, ready to display the might of a new and improved union. This victory meant that their motherland had withstood one of the most difficult tests in its history. Alexander Vasilevsky. For the Union! And of course, we have finished. But we're not completely finished yet. We do just have Kazakhstan to defeat. Well, the Kazakh Khanate. Let's go ahead and defeat them, and we shall end the episode and everything there. This is going to be the quickest war ever. Yeah, we're just walking in. I don't think there's been a single casualty. Oh no, they've lost 2,000. We've lost no one. Wow, we've lost 19 men. Oh my days, we're just gobbling them up. Just gobbling them up. They do not stand a chance. Let's be honest, they never stood a chance to begin with, but we still only lost 19 men. They are so close to dying. Didn't actually realise that they suffer from the oil crisis. I think basically the whole world does, except from us. Wow, we've got 1.83 million in our army. They've only got 3k left. Oh, I feel so sorry for them. And they're dead. Yep, that's them. That's them done. Goodbye. Goodbye to them. Right, let me just have a wee look at here. How are we doing? They're losing minus... Right, there's one bit of land I've no... There was one bit of land I hadn't done before this, but citizenry, citizenry. Then we'll go military, military, citizenry, military, citizenry, military. Because I think there's one that I've not. It's you. It's you. Because basically you can tell when you've not done them because not all the states are used up. It should be 0. But that's basically. I've just got some stuff the core, which we don't really need to do. What I might do is I might just sit and complete this, just so I can say I've done it. I've finally done it for once. So I'll come back when that's finished. I may have just wasted my time because it's broken. It doesn't work. Not unless it happens. Now we're 100%. That would be a no. Great. I'm just going to try building. How long is this going to take to build? Far too long. Far too long. Anyways guys, thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed and I shall be back very soon for something new. Until then, take care. Goodbye. The now.